はい、皆さんおはようございます。司会進行変わりまして、大場が担当させていただきます。よろしくお願いします。次のゲームですね。鬼武者、こちらはリマスター版ですね。なっております。解説の方はいらっしゃらないので、わかる方いましたら、名乗り出ていただけると助かります。僕も昔やったような覚えはあるんですけども、覚えてないです。そうですね。鬼武者といえば、金城武さんが、モデリングをやっているあのゲームですね。ということは、この次のトゥームレーダーを挟んで、なんと金城武さんとキムタクがいるっていう、この1画面が。いや、ワクワクしますね。鬼武者がどういうゲームかっていうと、バイオハザードの、エンジンを使った、スタイリッシュ戦国サバイバルアクションゲームと言えばいいでしょうかね。戦国時代を舞台にした、バイオハザードみたいなゲームです。
But yeah, don't go back and watch that particular run. I have feelings about that run.
Enjoy the rest of ESAwinter 22.
確かプレステ2が出て、ほんと初期の方に出たゲームだったかな。主人公は、明智様之助、秀光っていう、明智光秀の甥いですね。が主人公で、なんだっけ、鬼のコテを手に入れて、鬼の力を手に入れたっていう感じの話だったかな。
Okay, can you hear me?
そうですね。なんか信長がなんかうんぬんかんぬんって感じの話ですね。
Talking. Hello? Test, test.
リマスター版といっても、大体プレステ2の鬼武者とあんまり変わらなくって、ちょっと操作感が、もともと確かラジコン操作だったんだっけな。覚えてないんだよな。ラジコン操作だったのが、リマスターになって普通に、スティックで動かせるようになったりとか、絵が綺麗になったりだとか、声優さんがなんか一新されてたりとか、金城さん以外。っていう感じらしいですね。それ以外は特には、あんまり根本とかは変わってないみたいです。もちろん、あれですね。もしかしたらグリッチとかが違ったりとかするのかもしれないですけど。やっぱラジコン操作でしたか。でしたよね。記憶の片隅に残ってるのは、ダメージを受けるとすごく回復がしづらかったなっていうのは覚えてますね。どうだろう、金城さん再収録したのかな。僕の鬼武者の思い出というと、やったの3の方がやってて、3だとね、金城さんプラスジャンレノが動かせるんですよね。2が松田優作さんだっけ。そう、いろいろ、俳優さんが出てくる。ですよね。そうです。そうそう、ジャンレノがね、戦国時代に行って鞭を振り回すゲーム。2はあれですね。2の布袋さんの曲はロシアンルーレットですね。結構、布袋さんの曲でも熱いやつ。 さて、まだ時間があるのかな。そうそう、ロシアンルーレットってやつです。はい。もう来ちゃうかな。じゃあ、画面切り替わるまで、このイベントの概要を紹介させていただきます。現在、ジャパニーズリストリームでは、スウェーデンのマルメにあるクオリティホテルビューにて行われている RT イベントの、ESAwinter 2022の様子を公認で日本語ミラー配信しています。ESAwinter、2022は、ヨーロピアンスピードランナーアセンブリーの、Twitch チャンネルで行われる、スウェーディッシュ・アルツハイマーズ・ファウンデーションを支援するチャリティー RTA イベントです。今回のイベントの寄付先である、スウェーディッシュ・アルツハイマーズ・ファウンデーションは、記憶、思考、行動に問題を起こす、脳の病気であるアルツハイマー病を研究するスウェーデンの団体です。寄付と関連して、特定のゲームには、高難易度への変更やエンディングの、選択などが、予定されておりまして、各項目ごとに設定された目標寄付金額を達成した際に行われます。また、寄付金額を表に見立てたビット王によって、キャラクター名や選択肢などが決定されることもあります。寄付額に対する報酬は URL からご確認いただけます。直接の寄付はカードによってはできないこともあるようですが、ぜひ一度チャレンジしてみてください。イベントは、20日、20日の、朝頃まで24時間昼夜問わず開催されておりますので、ぜひ最後までお楽しみください。以上となっております。そう、久しぶりの、オフライン開催でしたっけね。そうですね。ESA 今回もかなり長いイベントとなってます。プレショーがまあ昨日、間を挟んであって、なんでまあ昨日じゃない、一昨日の夜からかな。一昨日の夜からやってますね。あ、そうですね。カゼンタクトのランダマイザーかなり好評だったみたいですね。そうなんですよ。あれは、まだ、プレショーだったんですよ。クラウドコントロールも入ってたんでしたっけ？風タクのランダマイザー。そう、クラウドコントロールで、ゼルダの伝説っていうとね、そうなんですよ。18日に、金曜日かな。お昼にね、神々のトライフォースの、クラウドコントロールもあるので、ぜひ、ぜひ見に来てください。なお、なお、解説は私です。国際問題って出てますけど、まあね、1年前にいろいろあったんですよね。もうそうですよ。あれから1年ですよ。帰ってきちゃいました。 今回確かクラウドコントロール、あと、風タクとカミトラ含めあと2つあって、スターフォックスと、なんだっけな。もう1個あったよね。スターフォックスとなんだっけ。熊城ドラキュラ、月下の野草曲。この4つだったと思います。クラウドコントロールは。スターフォックスのクラウドコントロールって何さって感じなんですけど。あれですね。この手のクラウドコントロールは、理解者がいるとかなり面白いことになるので、解説の方がいると面白いことになりますね。そうです。クラウドコントロール、昨日の風タクで初めて見たっていう方は、大体あんな感じになるっていう感じですね。なので、あれかな、本家の方で、ポイントを貯めておくといいのかな。今回使えるのかどうかちょっとわかんないですけど。そうですね。多分、奏者さんもね、クラウドコントロールでもカオスになるっていうのは理解してると思うんで、思う存分、思いをぶつけていただければ良いと思います。できる方は。そうですね。クラウドコントロールやろうと思えば最初から最後まで善意のキルは続けることできますね。途中からちょっと値段がどんどん釣り上がっていって、石油王の攻撃になっちゃうかもしれないですけど。
ESAwinter 22. I'm Gamero Says, and I'll be your hype liaison for the next few hours. We are raising money for Alzheimer Funden. Links to donate can be found below the stream.
そうです。チャリティーイベントとしては、もうそれで、寄付が集まってもらえれば、視聴者さんが楽しんでもらえて、さらに寄付額が集まれば、それで
PS4 and PS5, and of course,
寄付先に
Now
ね、
it's time for Aeshmah
支援できる
running
ので。
Onimusha Warlords any percent. Take it away, Aeshmah.
さあ、画面が来ましたね。鬼武者。鬼武者ウォーロード。
Simulator, as the runner previously just introduced his line of work here. And as you can already tell, I'm not alone here. And for the guys who don't know this particular person, because he is really ready. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Bowie. Bowie the hero. I'm funnily enough an Onimusha Warlord runner as well, among other things. But I thought I'd sit next to my good friend Aeshmah here and take him through this.
ローマ字で鬼武者って書いてある。
So
もともと確か、海外では出てなかったんですけど、海外向けに一緒にリマスターして出したっぽいですよね。そうですね。カテゴリーは any% のアルティメットって書いてあるので、多分一番難しい難易度でやるみたいですね。
Game that is happening in Japan. So it kind of makes sense to do that. And since we have about an hour to talk about the game at length, I think we can just get ready on the timers. So
okay, it's cool. I really like the fact that I have the button.
Okay. タイトルロゴ日本版はどうだっけ？普通に鬼武者って書いてあるだけだったっけ？始まりました。グッドラックです。
unskippable cutscenes. So basically everything that is animated we will skip, but everything that is not animated is in-engine we cannot skip. So if you guys don't know the story about this game, well, at the end of the run you will probably know all about it.
Yeah, you can't
さあ、
go
鬼武者始めました。まだ確か鬼の力は持っていない。
in like the opening video, like before you get to the main menu, where like there's a battle between, I think similar to the Battle of Sekigahara, where Lord Nobunaga Oda dies, and then Princess Yuki gets kidnapped, and we are here to rescue her.
この
First, we are
俳優さんは金城武さんです。
spiders. They're not actually spiders, but they're called spiders. And the idea is to deal as much damage as we can to them to make them run away.
あれ持ってる？
Oh, one hit. Yeah, okay, cool.
I mean, that is just the New Game Plus run for you guys.
So the weapon that's being held right
もう持ってるんだっけ？
the main character,
覚えてないや。
is called the Bishamon sword. Now, normally in the regular game, you would do you go through the game, you do a big kind of 20-floor challenge demon realm thing, and then you get an item called the Bishamon Ocarina, and you can get that weapon for the
ああ、そうですね。まだ鬼の子って持ってないですよね。
entire game. And it is a monstrously strong weapon. Most regular enemies die in one regular hit, and bosses are just going to get melted by magic essentially. But
I mean, as I can already tell, it is a game changer and definitely.
ああ、その鬼の子手っていうのを持ち始めると、まあ、この鬼武者が始まるんですけど。
Ultimate run, and Bowie is just doing the normal 80% run, which is like way harder because you do not have
確
that.
かそうですよね。まだ俳優さんを
please. But no,
こうやっ
it's
て
like
モデリングして
the difference in focus
っていうゲームはそんなになかったと思いますね。
talk about what version we're playing because this is actually a remastered version of
あれもう本物の俳優、金城武さん
No, 3. God.
やってるじゃん
It was before the
Yeah,
whole,
yeah.
you know,
感動が
stay
ありました
down,
Yeah.
you know, people.
It was a few years back. And basically, they changed
そうそう。モーションキャプチャーも金城さんだっけ？
models. You'll notice if you look at this game that it's actually very good in terms of like hyper realism when it came to the models that were being used, and you can see that up-res stuff. Static backgrounds, just like the original Resident Evil. But there are a few other things as well, and more importantly, the mechanics when it comes to this game. In terms of input, so originally this game only had tank controls, the whole press up to move forward, press down to move back, and then turn around left and right.
I mean, it makes kind of sense because this is basically Resident Evil, but in Japan, basically with samurai and
Yes.
you know ninjas and stuff like that, and not with the
で、
stars.
ここでもらうんだったかな？
What they added to
覚えてない
this
な。
version of the game though is that you can now use control stick controls as well, and this is very good for getting immediate
お、
direct.
なんか出てきました
Have
ね。
a bit of an interesting
まだ
play when you have the camera angles changing due to the static.
悪いことをするのかな、このゲーム。
Hold down the direction and then suddenly you're looking another way. It will just force the camera change. And therefore, the interesting part of this run is all about movement accuracy. So
集団面接。
camera changes and being
お、
able to
なんか集まってきましたよ。
stick control and the tank controls at the right time to get through certain screens quicker. As you'll see throughout the run.
I mean, basically every time you see me just stop for like a second or so, you probably.
サマノスケ、defeat and shield their souls
Vice versa.
in hand。
So, in terms of like narrative
お、
stuff,
鬼の子手きましたね。
these spirits that you're seeing are a clan, or what they'll call like the clan of ogres. They're a group of Oni who fought the demons. And after Samanosuke got beaten to hell and back, he awakens and gets gifted the ogre's gauntlet or the Oni gauntlet. And this is going to allow him to not just fight against enemies, but also utilize their souls for his own power.
I mean, you saw that in the cutscene before when he was fighting this real big Oni. There he's just like normally he just has his normal katana. He's trying to
敵を
strike
倒した
you,
時
but
に
it、absolutely nothing. He just got knocked aside. It looks a little bit funny,
魂みたいなのがボワって出てくる。それを吸い取ることができるコテですね。
But you know that is consistency or the lack thereof in the New Game Plus one.
So here you'll see these.
で、それを確か集めて、パワーアップさせていったりするゲームですね。
There are certain screens like this one. I personally find this one's really good for tank controls myself.
Yeah.
But yeah. So we're going to get underway. It is a bit of a brutal game. So these are just
There's a
the
bit of war
regular.
times going on. So
Yeah. So these are the regular skeleton demons. We're going to run through a few screens nice and quickly.
さあ、始まりました。ついに歩き始めましたね。
Demons and leaves us in a room with 4 skeleton demons. Now, normally, this is an Isen fest, and I'll talk about that mechanic in a bit, but I'll let Aeshmah deal with them first. You can see just how nuts this is. Bosh, bosh, bosh. Easily.
It's like get up.
急激に吹っ飛んでいく。
Really? What are you even doing?
Just getting slapped with a wet fish. Get out of there.
I mean, it is a really big sword, you know?
Yeah, it's glowy. It's got all 3 elements attached to it. But yeah, so an Isen in this game, it's a technique that you might see. There are some enemies that actually, when it comes to the way that Aeshmah approaches this one for the ultimate run, you're not really going to need Isen. But there are some enemies that you can kind of almost get an automatic Isen on based on
別のこと。
Isen, and there are 2 types: a regular Isen and then a Hajiki Isen. Are kind of like last-minute counter hits. If you're waiting until like, the last moment for an enemy to attack, and then you attack back.
幻滅の刃。
Or if you do a Hajiki, it's like a block, and you kind of like block the enemy off guard and then like strike them down. But there is an enemy that we might see it. We saw it earlier. It was very well done. But yeah. So it may not happen, but it might. But you'll see it. A big flash, nice cool animation, and dead enemies.
I mean, you can probably liken that to the parry mechanics that you see in a lot of games nowadays. That they have
敵は無視して、
just only block the strike an enemy does, but actually parry to get a counter attack in. However,
どんどん無視するじゃないですか。地下寺院に来ましたね。促進物の前にある書を取りましたね。書を取ったら入り口が出てきた。なんだこのバイオハザードばりの仕掛けは。
Considering some of these are very like small rooms, so because of the Bishamon sword, just hit them, get them out of the way. And we're going to pick up our first pickup here. This is
正面棚を調べると蛍石が手に入って、
whenever you pick up a brand new sword or an orb, you get access to the elemental.
違う、祭壇にある試練取ったんだね。刀を取りましたね。
Lightning aspected element, and Ryzan works a little bit like the regular katana, 4-hit combo.
そう、このゲーム、カプコンですからね。バイオのエンジンを使ったゲームなので、まあ、カプコンばりの仕掛けがこれなんだっけな、小手の、育成してないと開かない扉で、確か、まだレベル1なので、これは確か最初の状態で開けられるよっていうやつだったと思う。
So that was a little quick change. By pressing the R2 button in, or whatever is closest to R2, ZL or ZR or right trigger, I don't know.
最後、いくつまで増えたっけ？なんか3個ぐらいまで覚えてるんだけどな。それはそこまで強化しなかったで。強化しないといけなかったと思うんですけど、このゲーム。
This is our first boss fight. We're coming up to fight Osric, the big red demon that knocked us down earlier. And normally this is Ryzan. You only have Ryzan.
バイオハザード2でポシャったものを再利用して完成させたものが鬼武者。どこにそれが生かされてるんだろう。
Yeah, it's a little bit different in the ultimate because everything that Bowie said, we're just not gonna do that because we're just gonna wait for the big guy to swing his club at us, so he gets animation locked in a way and where he's going. And we're just gonna run behind him once he starts moving, just like that. And we hit him 3 times. Oh, he actually got me this time. Oh my lord! And yeah, boss is dead.
It's a powerful move, but yeah. So this is why the movement's so important because the bosses go down. Very quickly, he will
あと鬼武者って敵の名前が独特でちょっと覚えづらいんですよね。
But we're going to meet our next character. If you don't mind, I can.
Absolutely not.
名前なんだっけな、こいつらっていうのが多い。
Enjoy this one, guys.
Ooh, sweet, beautiful, lovely.
なんか、なんだこいつ。なんだっけこいつ。
What's that smell? Who's there? A human? How disappointing. Face me, demon. Who do you think you are talking to?
吹き替えが吹き替えしてる。ホーチューさん。ああ、大塚ホーチューさんか。
I love this character. He's so cool. Yeah. He's like a scientist, kind of like experimental, experimenter demon thing who kind of like fuses and creates like special demons. And after Lord.
いや、英語版。いや、これはあれです。横の窓にいる人が喋ってるだけです。横の枠にいる人が喋ってるだけです。
Changes definitely make a difference because if you listen to him in the Japanese, he's like all this, lower voice. He's like really menacing in a way. But if you listen to the English voice, actually,
careful, the big monster.
Yeah,
Ronaldo.
Yeah, I mean, come on, you just go to the side and pick up the new sword because
さあ、なんか拾いましたね。
He's gonna get ya. It's a brand new mini boss, brand new demon.
Yeah, keep it slow, keep it slow, keep it slow.
Careful,
We'll
careful,
do it,
careful,
we'll
be careful, be
just-
careful,
we'll
be careful,
just-
be
we'll
careful,
just-
be careful.
we'll just- Oh, no, that's just go by.
Woo!
That wasn't the boss, and I think it's just a normal enemy. They just hype him really up.
I do like that though. It's kind of
Yeah.
where like Gildan says like.
あれ枠タイトルがプリンス・オブ・ペルシャのままになっている
Don't mind, just walk by.
あれ鬼武者になっていない
So these little like nodules
Ah.
and doors, it's kind of like a progression thing that exists in the game where you'll get 1, 2, or 3, and it corresponds to the level of the magic. So when you gain red orbs, we will gain some a little bit later on maybe. We're not
鬼武者になってる大丈夫か
When you gain those orbs, they can be used to upgrade a variety of things, weapons and magic, and they're separate. You can upgrade the sword for physical damage, or the magic for magical damage.
大丈夫ですね。了解です。
Where you need to have magic level 2 and level 3 to unlock the level 1, 2, or 3 doors. You don't need to worry about that, though, do you?
Exactly, no. We don't need to worry about that at all. I mean, we still do have to pick up the weapons itself, so we can't leave any of the elemental weapons behind, because as long as we do not have the weapon, we cannot actually open the door. But since we do have the Bishamon sword,
ボス戦もスルーできるんだな
at all, because the Bishamon sword is already at max level, like right from the get-go.
Yeah.
And since it accounts for all the 3 elements, which is lightning, fire, and wind, you can just use just the Bishamon sword to go through all the logs.
秀吉こいつ秀吉だったっけ
Basically here, there was a young chap, a young farmer, I guess it was a farmer's boy or just, a young lad called Yumemaru who's being chased down by Tokijiro
い
Kinoshita,
や
who,
'Important, actually.
yeah, eventually will become
ー
he.
この秀吉はもうなんか
He
ずる賢そうだな
any human he can because they have a big plan going on which will slowly unfold. And he's trying to goad Samanosuke into joining the demon horde. Samanosuke himself is not a real
う
person,
ん
but he's
そう
based on a
木
real
下藤吉郎ですねこれはこ
Missy
の
Hide
この時代
is,
の
a person who existed during this time and was a retainer to Nobunaga Oda and betrayed him, and that's kind of why there's like this Akechi Oda kind of like rivalry, and Samanosuke is kind of like meant to be his like nephew or something, something like that.
I mean, you can kind of tell it's kind of semi-realistic in a way. Like
Yeah.
it has all the
Semi-realistic, yeah,
historical
absolutely.
background. With I mean, wait, don't you believe in demons and stuff like that? that
That's
happen?
how I lock my front door. Yeah.
Yeah, I
just
mean,
like
Why else would you do that, right?
Hello, Yumemaru. How did you get here when he ran the other way?
I mean, it's even better in the next cutscene, I think, because in just a moment, all these guys will run in the same direction that I'm gonna run.
Yeah, I love
as
this,
Well,
yeah.
it doesn't make a lot of sense. For
Yeah,
me.
it's great because like Yumemaru runs that way, Kaede runs that way, or no, it's Kaede, and then Samanosuke goes, "You go that way."
Yeah, but,
and then you
but I'm also
follow
going that
her.
way.
It's so dumb. But
I mean,
that's-
that's like early 2000s,
Yeah.
game.
くのいち
what I really like about this though is that like when it comes to this remake release, they actually redid all of the voice work and the audio. Like the actual soundtrack's different in this version compared to the original for reasons.
まさにくのいちって格好ですね
It's kind of nice that they kind of gave that a little bit more love. So when it comes to like the visuals and the designs, Samanosuke Akechi is his design is like physically based on a Japanese actor called Takeshi Kaneshiro, who is genuinely that handsome in
さあここは2つ
but he
あれもう溜まってるんだ
became like the 3D model for it, which is really lovely. I think all the characters have some kind of
あれレベル上げる必要があったと思うん
You
です
can
けど
definitely tell this in the later installment in the series, like the second one and
ああ最強モードだとレベル上げなくていいんだ
again.
ああなるほど
In the second one, but I forgot who
in
was modeled off.
in the third.
そうそうこれ普通プレイだと
In the second one.
そのなんかレベルを上げてこの
I know less about two than I do about one.
丸いなんか物体のやつ開けられるようにしないといけないっていうシステムがあったんですけどこれなんか稼いでないけどどうするのかなって最初から開けられるようになってるんです
We
ね
have like a little like gauntlet of puzzles coming up next, and they're different types. You've got which switch do you need to open? Can you find the hidden thing? Don't die. All that kind of stuff.
It'd be great to not die.
You can find like there is like a
そっかそれなら結構早いですよこのゲーム
your defense a little bit, and it's lovely and spangly and gold, which we will be able. Do you want to grab it? Do you want to use it?
I think I just grab it because we do have the normal outfits, and it actually changes that, so we can actually see it when we pick
It's
it
pretty
up.
nice, yeah.
It doesn't
yeah.
take a lot of time to get it anyway. So.
Nah, it's literally right there. We must find a way out. Really? Thanks, Kaede.
Yeah, I just want to stay here for the whole evening.
Yeah.
Lovely Valentine's date. Just stay there for The duration for, I don't know, man.
A nice little
Think
hint
of
here as
something.
well, because you can control Kaede. Nice little hint that we're going to do the whole Resident Evil thing of multiple characters. You know, it does happen a few times. But yeah, so with Kaede.
ああ、なんかバイオゼロとかで見たようなギミックが
You can easily miss it if you're not paying attention to that. But grab the right one, and that'll open up the next door. And
二人で協力しないと進めない扉
I actually wonder how someone else is able to follow her because, you know, he still has to hold that thing down so it doesn't close in on him.
So you have to use fire magic to do that. Now here we go.
海外だとこうなってるんだ。これ確か勝利の駒になってるやつですよね。勝利の駒で角と飛車って書いてあって、角は斜め、飛車は十字だったのが、こんな感じになってるんだ、海外版。
That can happen here, whereas all the other puzzles are all static, so you know exactly what you're going to do. But you actually have to pay a little bit of attention here.
Wow. And then we got our last one, which is really fun because it's really weird because you have to press the D-pad to select the tile, then you have to press cross and hold it, and then press the D-pad to move the tile. But there are two of them that are tiny and can get caught up in like all the other two tile-sized ones. You'll see how fast when it gets done. Like it's like you have to like press the D-pad, then press and hold the.
水が時間制限イベントですね。
Those two one-tile pieces, but
カプコンあるある。時間で死ぬ仕掛け。さあ、これはあれですね、箱入り娘みたいなやつですね。
Because we did a practice run, and let me tell you, that one was
1, 2, 3, 4. That is
この
the back and forth with the holding of the cross button.
重をひっつけて
So yeah, but
完成。
this can actually take a lot of time if you're not used to these
Yeah,
playing the
yeah.
Thank you.
もうそんな溜まってたんですか
You can actually die here pretty easily because if you
まあ
make
確かに
sliding puzzle,
そうですね、戦国の世の中だったらまあ水攻めは
just the top, well, someone is
まあありっちゃありかな。
Nosuke, sorry, drowns, and well, it's game over for you.
So we're going to just do our final puzzle, which we're going to go and grab the second of a Saito emblem. So we have a little bit of time just running around grabbing some quick items. I'd like to throw it over to our host. Do you have any donations to read, mate?
Absolutely, and we've got one here from your neighbor, your friendly neighborhood Polister. $5 saying, Polister here to say, Bowie, that was epic. I think we were a big fan of your voice lines there for a bit.
Cheers, thank you so much. I honestly
Thank you
love
very
it.
much, Polister. Yeah.
Oh, let's
冷静に見ると面白いな、このゲーム。
You need these two pieces.
ツッコミどころか、カプコンの
The whole.
見れば見るほどバイオハザードだ、これ。
We're going to get another cutscene, which, again, unskippable, but we love them. They're great fun. So Yumamari has been captured by a spider, and Yumamaru. Go on, son.
not quick enough. Hey, it's this guy again. What's he doing here?
It's just such, like, it's such good voiceover.
Yeah.
That's why it's in my head. It's so memorable. It is too late for the boy. Yeah, it's so characterful, you know.
I mean, I think Capcom is really noteworthy for that because also the whole Resident Evil thing, you know, it has like this campy feeling to it, but you just love it for its quality also as well.
It's kind of like, you know, when you watch a really bad film, you're just like, I love every part of this.
Yeah, but
You know.
but it's not.
But it's
just
not
so bad.
It's
It's
not bad.
not being really good again, you know.
It's just Summers obey samurai and humans obey demons.
I mean, it's so over the top as well.
まあ、あれですね。鬼武者はまあ、主人公が明智っていうのもあって、
Because in Japanese, he sounds like really
まあ、そういうことですよね。
Yeah, it's like really kind of like, you know, kooky, like crazy, like, you know, scientist kind of style.
Absolutely.
But he's like really kind of like, you know, it's really great.
That voice actor really got into the role, you can tell.
Okay, cool. So he has let slip a little bit of an idea of what's going on. That, you know, they need some sacrifices for their.
I mean,
their dark
as
ritual.
demons usually do for
Yeah,
the
of course they
rituals.
do. Yeah, standard. But we're coming up to our next fight here, and this is against a Marcellus, or as the Japanese says, Marcellus, which is wonderful because it's merciless-ish. But yeah, oh, nice and spangly gold. So
お
this fight-
金色になりましたね、鎧が。
Marcellus has a sword and shield. If his shield's up, he will basically tank all of the hits. So we need to basically like bait him to attack and then kind of counterattack whilst he's busy. It's like strafing and sidling around the side. If you hold R1, you target and like lock on
さ
one
あ、
of the
中ボス
enemies,
戦。
then you can move around rather than doing the turning and stuff. So we'll see how it goes. He'll open up with a double swing or a swing stab.
Oh, he didn't this time.
Shield swing. Oh, you have,
Oh, wait,
have
still
Embryo
the
out. Yeah, big
wrong weapon. That's not good.
careful. Okay, there, this is a nice one. Big.
こいつの攻撃は全部ガードができる
So。it's different from other magics. Like other sword magics, they basically will go through his shield because they're magic, apart from Ryzan. But when it comes to the Bishamon sword, because it's part of the swing, you have to like actually have the you actually have to have his shield down. So
Come on, dude.
there we go, stab 1 and 2, one more. He's being a bit nasty with his moves. There's a
I
bit of
should
health
probably
there.
go ahead and take medicine.
Yeah, we have some.
よく見ると回復アイテムもハーブですね。
There we go. Playing a little bit tricky, a bit cheeky with his moves, but yeah, he has some moves that are really slow. Like he's got this slow kind of like
多分これ
stab.
マーセラスかな
He doesn't really do it all the time, but his like, I think it's his like wide swing and stab is the best one. But
The problem in that fight is that really, you want to use the analog stick to just kinda
さあ、急になんか
his swings, but then
戦国には似つかわない武器が来ましたよ。
camera angle changes, your control with the analog stick also changes, and that can like really easily if the fight goes on and you're fighting somewhere where the camera changing, it's just constantly changing.
yeah. So do you like cutscenes? Do you like cutscenes? Do you like cutscenes?
Kinda do.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we haven't had a cutscene in like quite a few minutes.
Yeah, I was
right?
gonna say, yeah,
It's time
at
for
least
another
one.
one.
So here we go. We saved Yumamaru. Yay, we saved him.
Who was missing him? Who was missing him? Honestly,
Yeah, he's great.
did you guys miss the guy? The boy. Sorry.
You didn't?
You didn't?
Heartless.
My lord.
Leave this audience. Unreal. So Yumamaru, he basically Princess Yuki or Yukihime is like a sister to him, so you know she's like looked after him as he's been quite young.
戦国に似つかわしくない武器は全部なんだよな。確かに。
A bit more about the world because we're gonna have a skippable cutscene. Rejoice! Can I see those ESA plums in chat? I can't see chat, but you know. I'm imagining a lot
feel
about.
them.
まあ確かにね。う
Feel
ん
the。bounce. So he's
真田家のお兄さんがまあ似たような武器使ってましたけどね。
Yumamaru when he grows up.
無双だったら。
Bring that wealth and knowledge and wisdom back to Japan.
Quite dramatic.
It is, yeah. Like Samanosuke is a well-traveled man. Only the strong survive.
I mean,
Is his name?
he just wants to pass on his wisdom, to the next generation. And Yumamaru being this farm boy being raised by a princess, I mean. But we're gonna skip the cutscene, so.
Imagine that was a really epic thing about like boats traveling in new worlds. You
I think he went to the Mongols or something.
まあ戦国時代だったらまあビームぐらい出しても大丈夫。
But you do remember these cutscenes because
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
to watch them all the time when you're on this game.
バサラだったらまあミサイルも飛んでくるし。
broken by Nui, a servant to Princess Hatsu.
There she goes.
Yeah, there she is. Perfect timing, love. Help. Again, she's brilliant in English. Like, one of the best, like, Princess Yuki
I mean,
is underground.
she has-
Oh.
サマノスケだと長いけど、そうですね、漢字だと3文字ですからね。
That was good. So she told us that Princess Yuki is underground, below the castle. And I don't know how she knows that, but she does. We don't know who Princess Hatsu is, just but we have no reason
I don't think we
to
never
not-
learned that as well.
Yeah.
It's
No reason to not
Throw away
not
character.
trust her, so off we go. So this is why we need the 3 swords. So to get underground, there's a specific gate that needs the 3 swords in hand specifically to unlock the gate. Not magic, so just the swords. So let's see if we can get our cheeky Isen here. So these enemies are like spawn. These enemies spawn in their spinning animation, which is an attack. So if you sometimes get the timing right, you can just cut them down with an Isen. It's a one-shot either way, but
with the Fisherman sword, yeah.
so here we go. Ryzan, quick equip there. Another quick equip.
I mean, this is where you can definitely see the difference.
またなんか変わった仕掛けの
swap
ものが来ましたね。
to the menu and
down.
just change them there.
Yes.
Takes forever.
So the difference between it, because this game has an IGT, but it's only minutes, not seconds. Don't know why. But I have my PB in PS2 is like 1 hour flat, and the actual RTA is like 150.
いやー、また鬼武者やりたくなってきたな。
59 in this, and the RTA.
リマスターされたってことは、まあ、書いてある通り、プレステ4でもできるし、
Ronaldo's have this
今
ability
が
with the 10
やり時かもしれないですね。
try and snake and it will grab you and like Just slows you down. We have this purifying bell. We've got these scary looking things.
ギロチン部屋とか出てきた。そう、こんなあったか。
Because they take away a lot of health.
本当にここ戦国時代の城か？
You just in the air. It's really dramatic.
Lose a lot of time, lose a lot of health. It's all a little bit scary.
あ、でも、戦国無双1にあったな、ギロチン。
Well,
やっぱ戦国時代ならよくあることなんだな。
not
so-
in a Blaze of Glory.
It is a horror game, remember, so we need our big.
そう、安土城といえばギロチンですからね。
Are you ready? Everyone, hold your breath. Well, actually, no, 1 second. Wait, just like release. Hold your breath.
ちょっと待って、この研究施設何？
Sorry about that. It's terrifying.
急になんかバイオ的ななんか研究施設みたいなとこ来ましたよ今。
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
They just about managed to survive.
I'm gonna trust the audience on that.
Treasure box.
アイアンメイデンとかありませんでした今。
Really interesting.
アイアンメイデンありますね。
Actually has a middle.
何番から持ってきたのかな？
Obviously, it's gonna be the first one that you have to learn.
It's also the easiest as well.
Absolutely.
Again, it's just three options: middle, left, right. So we get this key, which brings us into here, and another stunning cutscene. And this one's a little bit longer, so there is a bit more to this. We'll go over it a little bit, but I think this is a good time to throw it back over to the host if you have any donations or anything you want to plug, mate.
Alrighty.
そうだね、信長様はまあそういう文化好きだからね、まあこういうなんかギロチンとか、
Says
アイアンメイデンとかね、まあ集めてでもおかしくないですね。
$5 from Thiefbug. Says Liva forced me.
Cheers, nice. Cheers, guys. Shout out to you guys. Thief Bug.
ゲンマー何番だった？
Big streamer. Does a lot of work.
ゲーム出てきました。まあ、鬼がなんか、鬼的なゲンマ的な、
Anything else to plug at all?
Yeah, we want to make sure that everybody knows that all these donations, they do add up. So if you're donating $5 at a time, if you've done that twice, just letting you know that that does put you in the running for our art prints. We've got the art prints Bonfire and Jin and the Ashen one, different FromSoft games here. Art pieces that are pretty big and going to be nice looking on your wall. Speaking of looking nice on your wall, we've got a video games world map. It's a 36 by 24 inch matte print shipped in a roll. That's only $15 minimum donation. So that's 3 donations basically of $5. Those and this goes for the entire duration of the marathon. So that means if you donate 5 each day, that'll get you just about enough to
偽様の助でした。偽の助。
40R. It is one of the gaming monitors. ViewSonic is being one of our sponsors as well this run. And for 50, that could get you in the running for a
どうすんだこの結界。おっと、ボッシュートです。
throughout the duration of the marathon. All you have to do is donate $50 cumulative, and you can get a chance to win one of the 3 Nintendo Switches. And then the big daddy of them all, the PlayStation 5 disc version. We have one for those that are donating from the EU, and then those that are donating from the US. So there's going to be 2 winners. One from EU, one from US, and that's a minimum donation of 100 cumulative throughout the marathon. So those are all the things that you can earn just by doing some donations and doing some
操作が変わりましたね。
Talk about Dying Guy.
Oh, this is Dying Guy. Shout out to Dying Guy. Monsters from West Prison.
Dead.
Informative, helpful.
Straight to
We
the
get a
point.
key, like
Straight to the point.
Dying Guy.
Salute him.
Yeah, he had a name I can't remember, but it's been a long
こ
time. But
っからしばらくは、
as he lived. Dying Guy. Shout out
こ
to
の
Dying Guy. Legend. I'm gonna call him Harold
この子の
today. I think it's a good
Yeah, I think so.
yeah, Harold.
Japanese soldier Harold.
話ですね。
Harold's death. Or Harold's son. Okay, so again, the spiders they just jump back or jump over you. They're not that. They're really weirdly.
鬼の力を持ってないので、やっぱり様之助とはちょっと性能がね。
Interesting move. She can do like flips because she's a ninja. And what is a ninja that can't do flips? Nothing. So flips because ninja. Or kunoichi to be very precise, because I'm pretty sure someone's gonna have a go at me. Well, actually, she's a female ninja, and they're called whatever. But yeah, so she's really cool. She's also got a unique isen where you have to kind of do the flip first. You get behind the enemy, and then she like boots him in the back of the knee and shanks him in
It
the
looks
neck.
cool, but it's
Pretty
terrible.
intense. Yeah. It's not so bad on like the skeleton demons, but like, that's it. but it's hard otherwise. But she's really cool because she can do like certain things. Like she has lockpick, so she can get to very particular and unique locations to her because she has the ability to lockpick. Bosh. And this is another example of like where like D-pad running is better than control stick because you're having to strafe through these things in
忍んでない。
So yeah, the fire bit.
So just gonna wait until the second one fires, just like that, and we're gonna pull the lever here. That will open this door, and this will just give us enough time that we can kind of sneakily make our way through it. Yeah, we got burned. Just
燃えてますけど。
right here, and then we can just make our way out before the door closes again. Hello.
忍者なので燃えても大丈夫。
That way we do not have to pull the second one inside the room, because obviously that would cost us time again. But
通れたので問題ありません。
so we're gonna go fast. Also gonna grab some herbs because we got burned just a little bit there.
It's like it's one of those things that even if you were to pull the lever, even though we're taking damage, pulling the lever is still slower.
Yes.
So, yeah, you don't have to open. I used to think I had to open that every
Yeah,
time.
me
And
too.
then- and then you
I do
use
that
it and it does it
every
automatically.
time I play
Yeah.
this game for the first time after a hiatus. I just open that thing first.
Yeah.
But
あれ、さっきの炎、
But it's also like
本来なら止めるっぽいんだが。
but it's also like this integrated mechanic. I think that you actually have to go to your
止めない。
use the item and not just press the interact button at the thing that you have to use the item for and just be done with it. No, you actually have to face it. So every time you see me open the menu to put in an item, I have to be absolutely sure that I can actually make that interaction, because if I don't, I'll look like an idiot basically, because Kaede or Samanosuke won't be able to use that thing, and I'll have to go outside the menu again and try again, facing it hopefully correctly that time.
So the whole part of this is to grab these two plates so we can get into this like other, like I think it's the east. No, this is the western side.
Yes, this is the western side.
The western side of the castle. And in here we're going to pick up a very important item that Kaede needs to be able to continue with the game, and that is the sacrificial knife. She's starting with a regular Tanto, but we're going to go upstairs first with another cheeky sliding puzzle to get the sacrificial knife. This is a sacred knife that allows us to deal damage to demons so that Kaede can actually deal battle. But it's actually do battle with these demons quicker. But you could kill skeleton demons anyway.
メニュー画面。まあ確かにメニュー画面見ると、なんか明らかになんかグリーンハーブっぽいものが見えたりとかして、どことなく、まあ、バイオを感じるメニュー画面が。関数字にするとね、海外の人は分かんないからね、本当に。海外向けにリマスターされてるので、この辺はもう海外向けの数字になってますね。
She didn't specify where in underground. There's a bit of leeway, I guess. But
そうだよな、さっきの将棋のやつとかもそのまんま角とか飛車とか書いてあっても分かんないもんな。
doppelganger who punched Kaede in the gut and knew he took Yumemaru, which is.
But it also tells you that Kaede is not.
そうだね。3まではまあ棒の数でわかるからいいけど、4、5、6、もうこの辺はもうやばいね。
Yeah, I just went to the underground and put on my old armor back on again because of reasons.
Yeah. This we'll quickly just go through this.
確かにローマ数字も4から変則的になりますね。
There's a trap put inside the lock, which is a kind of like that's really nice like historical context that there are sometimes like traps, locks like that which can get picked and then it's kind of nice.
And basically Princess Yuki puts out a piece of cardboard and smears it away from her because have you seen that cloth? I mean it's like really hard. And then here our favorite character comes again and
you can die here alone. Yeah. So we have our next boss fight, and this is a hard one. There is an Isen you can do here, but it's really tricky. And honestly, if Aeshmah's not going to go for it, completely fine.
No.
But it's really difficult because only I think 2 attack animations from the cloaked demon. You have enough of a window.
なんか
flip over the enemy.
なんか軽快にベシベシされてますけど。
You can do the lunging animation forward to actually like knock it down and stab it. So instead, you can just fight it normally. Like I've spent.
ボッコボコじゃないですか。
I have just nailed it really quickly. So again, there's a 4-hit combo to this, to the sacrificial knife. The last hit is strong, but it knocks the enemy down for quite a long time. It goes under the ground and appears somewhere else.
そうですね。この時代のやつ、頑張って海外向けの読み方にするとどんどん文字数が増えますね。漢字だと2文字なのに。
it's like an insta kill, I think.
もう英語にするためにプリンセスなんとかとか、サマノスケとかになっちゃ
We
う。
have one more boss fight to come up immediately. But yeah, after
もう
that,
だって、
over to our
サマノスケだって明智サマノスケ秀光でしょ。もうそれだけでやばいことになりますよ。
her name is Stylago, but the
明智サマノスケ秀光とか7文字で済むのに。
Samanosuke, we're gonna fight him.
英語だと明智サマノスケ秀光ですよ。もう何文字あるんだ。
Like, it knows to stand still, so you can actually get one hit off really quickly. But he's just basically in guard form the entire time. And if he's attacking, it's usually too fast for you to get a hit in. So you kind of want to try and bait out a bit of magic if possible, but because of the range of the Bishamon sword magic, you've got to be quite close. So I'll let.
All right,
Aeshmah
chat.
focus here.
Do you pay
一応まあ、鬼武者自体は、
Can you
これがだって結構 ちょっと
Please press one for gold.
最近まあ出たんで、
Okay, who's the real Zamano?
一応まあ、
Can you spot?
お、
Can you spot him?
偽之助 VS サマノスケですね。
Do you pay more attention than Kaede?
There's
But yeah, the first.
Oh, that was it. He gave you. He gave you
I put it away. Oh, he goes again. Oh, there we go.
終わった。
Only need two. Thank you.
岩之助ですね。
You only need 2 hits to kill that guy. The first one is 3. You just walk up to him and then straight up hit him in the face. And then he uses this magic attack that he normally only does when you have a little bit of distance to him. And it's actually the one that you want him to do because he leaves himself wide open while he does it. Sadly, I was a little bit too far away, so I wasn't able to hit him. And then we just had to improvise from that approach.
Yeah, but it was pretty nice in using magic a lot, nice and quickly, back to back.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so we're gonna use the ladder, get back to where we met Yumimaru, where we're with Kaede for the first time. There was a door that you may have seen there, but with like a big blue panel that we're gonna go.
普通に強いのにってみんなが
And then we have a cutscene that we're gonna skip.
思い出がある人たちが言ってます。
I think we got time for one quick donation if we have any.
One quick donation, you say? Well, I've got one big donation if that counts. We've got Sigurtas donating $100 with no comment. The $100 I think is.
はしごぐらい
Very
ま
much, Sigurtas.
Definitely does.
あ持てるでしょ。ポケットね、はしごぐらいポケットの中に入るでし
I mean, if I could have got one for 100, mine cost a little bit more than that. I do not know. Throw the kunai. You can use those.
I mean,
with
I just really love this cutscene because Kaede just comes in, throws that thing at that other thing, and just leaves again.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye bye. But there is actually a reason for this, though. There is a reason for this. So the thing that happened is that behind the shielded like wind wall is the gate to the demon world. It's literally the gates to hell. And that wasn't here before, but basically the demons have slowly been taking over and putting their influence into the world now. And Nui, the girl in the blue garb, is actually a demon called Hecuba. And there's a really gross scene of her, like, you know, doing the whole like sultry step forward, showing a leg, and then just like kind of goes back into the crab, and like her eyes just kind of like bubble over and become these massive horns. It's really grim. But she's like a massive insect, like bee demon, and she takes Yumimaru, and we need to go and like, you know, stop her. So
さ
in
あ、
order to get past
ついにあれが
the great bow, and we need to
ま
equip
た
the great arrow. And with those two
弾3つ分のやつとかも出てくるように
you know, break the wall
な
down
ってきましたけど、
to
通らないか、
the
ここまだ
gates。of hell, to-
If you guys haven't been paying attention, we have neither of those items yet, just in case.
Yeah. But we're
Oh,
gonna go and
じゃあ
start
もうほんと3つのところを通るようになってますね。
the castle now. And in order to do that, we need a secret item which is found down this track here, which is a key sword. I can't remember the exact name of the sword for some reason. The sword? Yeah, we're gonna find out.
Decoration sword.
Decoration
I think
sword. That's
it's-
the one.
I think
Yeah,
it's-
decoration sword.
Or decoration sword.
It's very low. It's very low.
こいつはバラワッシャかな、赤いのが。
Just let the enemies fire away.
戦わないんかい
You'd actually have to fight that.
戦わないんかい マジかよ。
Healing just in case. But that'll get us over to the east side, and we're going to go over to the east side. And again, there's this split section where, you know, Samanosuke will get one item, Kaede will get the other, and then we come back together for a boss fight. There's still one more facet to an
無益な殺生はしない。
run that we haven't talked about yet, and it will become very apparent in the next boss fight. So I'll hold on to it for then, because it's a very important thing, and actually it's a really busted thing that we just don't talk about, because the Bishamon sword does the majority of the work until the next boss fight. If you've played this game before, you'll remember how Hecuba goes and how annoying it is. So you'll like this if you haven't seen Ultimate mode before.
It's a little bit easier than you would normally do.
A little bit.
Even though we don't use the Fisherman Sword.
Those blue guys, by the way,
Oh yeah.
again, so the way the experience works is that when you absorb souls, you get experience based on the size of the soul, but if you get loads in a row, you get a bonus of up to 1 entire bar, which is 1,000 experience points. But the
さあ、兵士さんがヘルプミーと言っていますが助けない。
if you like kill an enemy near it, it'll absorb the souls that
シシトウをはめる。
and then it multiplies it.
シシトウをはめたらなんか動いて、どうなってんだこれ。
By that, you get 1,000 souls in
どうなってんだどうなってんだそのし
Necessary to do that.
その仕掛けどうなってるの
So yeah, we do like
a lot.
yeah, we do like two back-to-back blue soul absorber multipliers back to back. It's really scary
あれ後でどうやって取り出せばいいの
because but yeah, it's definitely a thing.
I mean, it's also one of the reasons, obviously, why the any percent route just takes really much longer than the ultimate percent route, because not only do you not have the Fisherman Sword, you also have to worry yourself about hitting certain experience thresholds throughout the run, so you can actually get through these blocked doors there with the groves.
Yeah, we do level 2 thunder, 3 fire and wind, and then we get 20 fire arrows, which is like what 100 experience for us. So we need 2,000
so,
of that. So 2, 4, 6, 10, 14, 16,000.
And as you can see, I haven't picked up, well, I've picked up a little bit over 1,000 souls so far, because you can see the one in the top left corner, which tells me my experience level, how many souls I have at the moment.
It's very peculiar that you are going to get ready for a boss fight, and you've decided to unequip the Bishamon sword.
Yeah, well,
It's very
I mean, I've been carrying that huge.
さあ、普通に船に乗りました。
You know, my arm is kind of getting
Yeah,
all
of course.
襲ってこないのか。
No. I mean,
Go a
honestly,
little bit faster. Yeah.
honestly, that's the words of a wise warrior.
弓を手に入れましたね。
About your
Have a little bit
stamina
of
and how
rest.
you get through a combat. You know, if it's a long campaign, you don't want to burn
Also,
out
you
your
know,
body.
we're trapped again.
え、閉じ込められた。
Right here because we picked up this bow, and obviously it was a trap. So we're just gonna spend a little bit of time hanging around with these insectoids, hecabites, as they're called,
Yeah, the hecubites, yeah.
and we're just gonna have a little bit of body here.
So it's back to our main lady.
これで、操作がこの忍者の楓、くのいちの楓に切り替わって、
Very important.
また別パー
I
ト
had a。friend of mine say that flips weren't necessary. If you could do a flip, if I could do a flip, I could do flips all the time.
I mean, I wouldn't even sit still right here, right
Yeah.
now.
Do flips
Just
in the
flipping all
shower.
over.
So like a quick little.
いやー、虫ばっかり。
Yeah, just let it move around, like stab and then hello, flip.
Lady.
It's kind of like a weird.
邪魔。邪魔してますね。
Right to get the slice.
邪魔してますね。
Stilted for a bit and then like R1 forward a square to jump over. It's like a lot back to back.
Come on.
Get stabbed.
Oh, the lazy ones.
Yeah, just go down. Yeah, whatever. They're playing a little hard to get. It's kind of weird because when they appear, you may notice that when you attack enemies, they haven't got any like hitbox. You can just run through them. The same is true when they like spawn in. There's like a moment when that hecubite needs to like wiggle about a little bit before you give them the old 1-2 flip. But yeah.
So basically, it's just a little bit of a time save because these hecabites definitely block your path. There's no way.
さあ、さっき、サマノスケが通ったところに
You
来てます。
flip over them, or you just hit them a couple times so they fall to the ground because that deactivates the hitboxes, so you can actually just run past them. Obviously, it's faster if you can just flip over them, but yeah, I think the lady wasn't feeling it tonight.
So the thing to note about when it comes to playing the Kaede sections is this is actually a change they made in Oni 2, but Kaede cannot absorb any souls, so there is no real reason for her to fight anything. It's just getting enemies out of the way. If you can run past them, you might as well. Time save? Nice. So if you hug the left side of that corridor, there's 2 skeleton demons who can fire arrows. You did it again, didn't you? Twice. You love that fluorite. You love that fluorite.
You know, you gotta get your fluorite. Otherwise, the one is just invalid.
Yeah. Of course, yeah.
Just
I
the
think we
way
should
it
add that rule to SRC.
Yeah,
Please pick up
definitely.
the fluorite before.
I mean, it's just right there. You know, you just can press the button and pick it up. It's a nice fluorite.
So yeah, that.
その明かりはあれですね。宇宙から進行してきた。その赤い槍は、フォーリニャーとかいうやつです。
You get that whole thing when like characters can join the party, you can play with other characters, but they get like little wristbands that allow them.
なんだこの仕掛けは。
Souls you get with those characters will go over to Jubei when you want to do that, which is really really cool.
あれか。
put the decorated
あれか
arrow
じゃあわかんない
and for some reason the door opens, but also this
壊れたショットガン的なセキュリティでしたね
then how does
壊れたショットガンセキュリティ
Because it's heavier, it weighs down even further, which unlocks the door and the chest.
but how is the chest rigged to that mechanism?
That's
Kind
see,
of
now that's
freestanding.
where we're getting a little bit silly.
Cheeky programmers.
Mm.
Game design. It works.
Also, this is one of my favorite scenes there, the boat just rocking. Oh man.
It looks
さあ、さっ
Yeah,
き
like,
沢
they
之
had to
助
localize
が
the
言っ
backgrounds
た
in this version because obviously it's in 1080 rather than 4x3. Or 60
ところに来ましたね。
4x3. So it, like the backgrounds are still static, so they are a little bit slightly different res. But yeah, on original PS2, that is a crispy scene, like cripsy, kind of crispy. Random.
I mean, the backgrounds are just really great looking. There's no way around that.
Yeah. So next.
But
boss
back to the
fight.
party.
Yeah, yeah.
Kaede wants to join, but obviously she can't.
さあ、
because,
ここ
you know,
から
power.
ボス戦が
I do like the way the Hecubites move. Does look like they are grooving.
始まる。
So she sees Hecuba incoming. Seminosuke, a monster is coming. Watch out. And she sees something that might help. Explosives. Yeah.
火薬、
So what do we do with the
火薬っ
explosive?
て書いてあるね。もう嫌な予感がしてきた。
Do we
They're
actually
not.
know- do we know that
こ
they're
のセキュリティの
explosive?
突破方法やばそうだな。
So Hecuba's going to come in, and she's got a great voice in English. It looks like it sounds like there's a microphone put behind a fan, and she speaks into the fan.
まあ確かにね、突破方法としては合ってる。お、出てきましたね、ボスが。
You are so impressive for a mere human.
Also, she
こい
just
つが
really wants
ヘキュバか
Yeah,
な
she does.
It's like it's like she's trying to get a date for Valentine's. You know,
Yeah.
the Valentine's Day, you just do all the talking to you, telling you about how killing a little boy will make the princess all
Yeah,
sad, and
this
then
is-
you can drink her blood.
デザインがかっこいい。あー
Yeah.
シュッとしたなんか虫の
Dark plot that, yeah, we're gonna kill a-
かっこいい系のあの虫のデザインですね、これは。
And then, and
Her
then,
own blood.
and then Yuki will be really, really sad and scared. So when she dies, Oda can then drink her blood from her skull. Very, very lovely.
I mean, it's red. You know,
Yeah.
red is the color of love. It's inside.
So how's this boss fight gonna go?
We're just gonna
さあ、竜巻で巻き込みつつ、
do this.
はまってますね、これは。はまってますね。
Very nuanced and technical boss fight.
これははめられてますね。
You may notice that the MP's not going down. And here's the final kicker of Ultimate Mode. Your MP never reduces. So when you're doing the regular one, brilliant. Like that deserves a round of applause. What a fight.
I did it.
To be fair,
We win now.
さあ、爆、
if
セキュリティ爆破してきましたね。
お、
帰ってきた。キャストオフした。ああ、柱が降ってきた。
You need to pass through the doors, and that is why it obviously costs more to use.
Yeah. So she's like, I'm gonna blow it up with him still in it. She'll probably get out. But yeah.
あ、針が降ってきた。ちょ、派手すぎない派手すぎない爆発。
Can you imagine if he's watching this right now and goes, "It's a great idea. I'm gonna do a feudal Japan."
Oh man, if you love that, then I actually have to plug the Ghost of Tsushima that I will be doing later today because that game or that
西部警察割の爆発みたいな。
Michael Bay, explosions
I
everywhere.
need to pick that up. I think
You
we
do,
have talked
you
about
do,
this.
you do.
So obviously Kaede was I don't know why she's injured, but she is. She's not having a great day.
She
さあ、
probably
ここまで来
just
たらもう終盤ですね。
Yeah, to be fair, jumping into water from height does hurt.
Especially if there is an explosion behind you, propelling you
Yeah,
forward,
exactly.
into the water.
So yeah, we can't let her go to the demon realm. It's on us to do that.
I mean, she can't absorb souls anyway.
Yeah, she can't. Yeah, she wouldn't be. It wouldn't be there. But if she's injured, and we need to make sure that she just rest here. Rest here for a while.
They put.
Yeah, he's gonna go to the gates of hell alone. You know.
Is that safe?
No,
No,
of course it's not. But you know, you had.
Are we a kind of a reckless warrior here?
Yeah, of course we are.
Ah.
It's Takeshi Kenishiro. Sorry, that's Samanosuke Akechi.
Basically the same guy.
Great line here coming up. This nightmare must end now.
I mean, it is kind of late, isn't it?
Yeah. This nightmare. Yeah. Princess Yuki, Yumemaru,
Princess Yuki, Yumemaru,
save you,
I will save you.
America.
Japan, America.
for Japan and America. gotta say, it's such like his voice is really overly American in the English dubs. It's just one of those things I just love how it's just, you know, I will save you. So
ラストダンジョンですね。
no, sorry,
We
Kevin.
gotta sing it down.
Oh, like
Just
Kevin
sing
Costner,
and bring
kind
it
of like
about.
Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves moment. You know,
Actually,
just
I
imagine.
think you said Brian Adams.
浜よ。
But I did mean Kevin Costner, because Kevin Costner of
Yeah,
course plays Robin Hood.
Everything I do. I mean, it's just really convenient, you know, that that
打ちました。
specific bow and arrow is lying around here to break the seal.
There's this whole lore that, to be fair, I know, like, you know, being a little bit silly with the.
爆発処
There
方。
is like a lot of it has this idea of like these prophecies of like, you know, that the people who lived here did prepare these weapons in case of demons coming forward.
まあ、封印は解けたので、入れますと。
It's all in the books that you can pick up around and like and the scrolls you pick up. Is
I mean, we're speedrunners. We're not born for reading. We're born to go.
story. Ugh. I'm an RPG speedrunner. It's very important to me.
Yeah, important as you know.
Yeah. Sorry, I do mash. But yeah. So now we're in here in the gates, and who's waiting for us? But Guildenstern. Yes. He's very, very good. You pathetic human worm. Impressive you've come this far, but ultimately futile since your journey ends here. Only demons can enter. About that. Hi.
Well, I think we have to talk about something here.
Yeah. You're not as... what did you say? How dare you, a mere human, mock me? Fine, then. It's time for you to fight my greatest creation. Come, Marcellus!
Hey, I think I know that guy.
Yeah, you've seen him before.
かっこいい縦の展開が。
Bullet chain.
He's now got...
あ、マーセラス回戦ですね。
Was he black and blue before?
I think he was. But this is a 2.5 stage fight. First off, sword and shield. Again, I think it's 2 hits. Nice one. 2.
Okay,
Cool.
there we go.
Shield's gone.
縦もぶっ壊れたが。
Very dangerous. 1, 2,
早っ。
3, 4, 5. Oh.
何もしてないじゃないですか。そんな。
There is nuance to that fight.
Yeah, there is
nuance
a
to that
little bit
fight.
more to that fight than meets the eye.
He can like dash back, so it was nice that we got him in the corner and kind of kept him there, so he didn't kind of like dash away. Because that middle bit's rounded. If Aeshmah didn't have him kind of stuck in that corner, he could have like backed away and kind of got past the lip and.
さあ、ここ抜けたら
extends the fight a lot. So actually, it was quite.
ラストだったような気がす
It's
る。
very easy for him to jump out before you get the first hit.
ここが最後の部屋、最後の部屋の1個前ぐらいじゃないかな。
And we're going for the final boss fight. These guys can get in the way, but it doesn't matter. Cut you down.
It kind of depends on how you move down the path here.
Yeah.
So the way that they just ram the tentacles.
ここはなんか見覚えがある。
Make it so that they actually block your way, and then you just have to take the second to kill that guy.
So,
あ、ですね、これリマスターなんで、ラジコン操作じゃなくてもいいんですよ。スティックで動かせるんですよ。
okay, so yeah, final boss fight. Fortune Bride.
さあ、
It's not really
ラスボスかなこれ
the
で
way。you deal damage to him is he's like a big snake demon thing, as you're about to see. But you hit his like tail and his body, and he falls down and it exposes a big glowing red eye. Because as we know, bosses love to show where.
さあ、出てきました、ラスボス戦。
Especially if it's like right here on his head.
But yeah, sister.
こいつが、
Yamero.
マダオだっけ声。
One-chan, sorry, not One-chan. One-chan. That's a big difference.
Yep.
So, even if I die, I will destroy you. So good, Takeshi Kaneshiro. He's really sick. Okay, so this fight's got a load of mechanics to it. We may not see all of them, but he's got these like long sweep. If you get underneath his arm, very nice. There's the guard. We can then move using the thing to. You want to go to the right sometimes, but laser beams.
めっちゃビーム打ってきますよ。
He doesn't stop until you like take a hit. The laser beams keep coming. He's going to come down. Nice hit from the Bishamon sword. You kind of want to end it on the final hit, but it's
これダメージ入ってるのか。
nice right side there. He'll go over. Down again it goes. Nice follow-up hit there. So you want to spam the regular hits because this is as much damage as you can get in more like time. Very, very nice. Good dodge of the lightning. There are 2 versions of lightning, line or circle around you, but sometimes the circle is bare, sometimes the circle is covered. You have to react to that and see it and move out or stay in. So So there's that. And he's also got a
ま
grip. He has
あ、
a
あれですね、
grip.
現魔王14ブラスですね。
So again, nice reaction. A covered one, but he'll tank the hit. Healing though. Ooh.
おっと、ちょっと体力はまずいか。
Because that's the
アイ
thing
テ
about
ム
so long you get
たんまりあるんで大丈夫そうですね。
There's the knock back, move to the right, very good. Okay, he was going to go for the wide swing again. He also has a fire breath, which we might see. The time should be coming up soon.
He just loves to go for the balls here.
この辺はもうご利用しですな。
Goes to the wrong side, so I believe he left.
もう持ってる回復アイテム使ってひたすら殴るだけっぽいですね。
So he comes down. Nice. You managed to like stop the fire breath. That's a long move. So time again.
お、終わった。グッドゲームです。これはゴリノスケでした。
To me.
I think
yeah.
we just go ahead and watch this because we are still a little bit underestimated, and this is a really cool cutscene to end the run on.
Yeah, I love it. It's such
Because, you know, we got the Oni gauntlet, and we used it a little bit, but we haven't really unleashed the power of the Oni now, have we?
No, so this is kind of where it comes from. So Onimusha basically essentially means like demon warrior, or like demon, you know, fighter or something like that. But basically, you have been chosen by the ogres, and you know you haven't yet unlocked that. There's a hidden secret behind the gauntlet which we're about to find out now, and that is the
おっと、生きてた。
of the wielder. This is so sick because the design of the ogre is really good. If you have a look at like the armor of Samanosuke and how he,
どうなるサマノスケ。
you know, as a warrior.
サマノスケ。
So yeah,
おっ
the
と
blood fusing with
サマノ
the
スケ
armor,
ハイタッチが小手に。
like, blows off Fortinbros's arm. No hand for you. And it's just this like glowing blue.
なんか現場を吹っ飛ばした。
Like the hide of the ogre.
これが鬼武者。
And he has a pretty cool sword now, you know. I mean, the Bishamon sword was pretty good, but this glowing?
So cool. So he's like, oh, the veins and everything. It's about to get so much worse for you, bro.
Ah.
Gonna hurt.
Yeah, that stings a little bit. You know? I wouldn't want that to happen to me.
No. But this somehow feels so
It's 2
sad.
a.m.
It's
It's
fine,
past
you
the
know.
watershed. If any kids are up, that one's on you. And then the arm flailing on the left side. It's just so sick. But yeah, and his eyeballs pop out like marbles.
cherry bubbles.
Yeah.
All right, Bowie.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Any shoutouts?
Any shout outs
終わ
to
っ
me?
た。
Shout outs to the Onimusha community first off. There's
You guys
a lot, there's a lot of great runners in there. I know that Lona's doing like a lot of work to kind of like push it, and does a lot of runs of 2 and 3. Hinge is the
信長様
from unbelievable.
もう見ただけでわかる信長さん。
Record like 5 years ago or 6 years ago when I ran this game at GDQ 2016. Then he kind of came out of the woodwork and just obliterated the game and just pushed it even further. He's like got like a 55 RTA in this. It's nuts good. But he's pushed the game and like really.
そうだね
And yeah, and awesome runner. That's it. But how about you? It's your run, so.
だいたいまあ威厳のある顔とフェンってなったヒゲがあれば
ESA.
もうなんか信長ですよね。うん。 信長何やってたの
And thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more from me, I will do a Ghost of Tsushima run a little bit later today, actually.
You don't want to miss that, because honestly,
It's a nice watch because it's also be the first.
で、3でもうだってこの後
yeah.
本能寺の変に
What are you gonna run?
行くんですよね。
The labyrinth, if you like Metroidvanias that aren't Castlevania or
Pretty good
Metroid.
run. Definitely go ahead and watch that. That is important.
This has been nice.
All right, guys. I think yeah, that's it from me.
Also,
Thank you so much, dude.
yeah, thank you as well, obviously to the organisers and our lovely host who's been reading out your wonderful donations as well. But yeah. I think
CS class.
We do have actually a pretty timely one here from Zonerus, $10 saying, "Hello, it's your roommate. I don't have any witty or funny comments. Just keep hitting stuff with your sword, I guess."
シーノスケです
Yes,
ね。
Bowie, that performance early was epic. I wanted to get that out to you before you guys signed off.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you so much, Summers. All right. I
Yeah,
think with that,
all done?
we have done the run.
We've done the run, successful, +1 on the completed run list. Yeah, well, we have to move on, don't we?
I think so. Sadly.
congratulations
Thank you too.
again.
Where
そうです。3は、現代の、フランス人、ジャン・レノが、戦国時代に行って、サマノスケが、フランスに行くっていうゲームですね。
See you guys soon.
Have you checked out speedrunstore.com?
というわけで、大入武者でし
Proceeds
た。
from ESAwinter 2022 will be donated to Alzheimer Fonden, including the proceeds from the fabulous event hoodie and the 3 lovely
では、
limited
次の
editions shown
ゲー
on
ム、
screen.
トゥームレイダー、準備してまいりますので、お待ちください。